of which 26.2 million will achieve a transformational state park that the mayor alluded to in downtown Flint. Last year, since 2019 to the present, we experienced 30% increase in visitation throughout the state park system. We went from 28 million visitors to almost 35 million. And every municipality, county, and it experienced very similar experience where people's quest for the outdoors and the relevancy of open spaces became very apparent. We call these open spaces, I call it the big green gym. It contributes to healthy lifestyles, but it's the cheapest outdoor opportunity to contribute to that of any gym. You can walk, you can run, you can bike, and soon you'll be able to kayak down the river and have good access. So the benefits of this park, some of the key features will be to energize the riverfront. Hopefully we'll be creating places where people can connect and creating gathering spaces where people can enjoy themselves by themselves or together, to improve access to the river and linkages along the river into the community. Because we learned in Detroit when we did that, we wanted to have not just horizontal but vertical connections. So trying to connect the people that live in the community to this vast riverfront, and also to make the river area itself more functional and usable. And then we want to make sure that whatever we put here is relevant not only to the local people, but people that would come here to seek tourism and visit the community, and it will truly be an attractor. Sometimes we talk about this partnerships, but I like to use the word allies. It takes allies to achieve major projects like this, and we have found around the country, I spent a lot of time talking to my people in a place like in an urban area, the keys and the most successful one were to combine the city, the county, and the state all together with a nonprofit partner like the Mott Foundation, all coming together towards a common goal. And our goal here would be to create a mechanism by which that we can create some kind of an endowment where this could perpetuate itself, and the funding would always be there. And many of the big cities around the country, like Cincinnati and others, have such endowments. Riverfront Detroit has such a thing, so it never would be then subject to declines up and down, and would be consistent, and that's the big goal. So I'd just like to thank everybody involved to delivering this in Genesee County, which doesn't have a state park, located in the city of Flint. And then I'd just like to thank Barry June, by the way, who's been a real strong partner, and Ridgway White from the Mott Foundation, and others that have really spent, and Amy Hubby now that doesn't work there anymore, is going to go on to the state, but she has been very instrumental over the years of kind of forming this vision. And then I'd just like to, in closing, thank the state legislators that had the vision and the support for this, as well as, of course, the governor for their strong support to make this vision to become reality. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dominique Clemens, and I have the distinct privilege of serving as the chairperson for the Genesee County Board of Commissioners. And I am incredibly excited to be here today with the governor and this great coalition of community leaders so that we can celebrate the Building Michigan Together plan. This bipartisan infrastructure deal is a really big deal. It's proving what we can accomplish when we put aside our differences and when we come together for the good of the state of Michigan. This plan is going to build new jobs. It is going to invest in clean and safe drinking water. It is going to help improve our roadways, and it's going to connect Michiganders through access to high-speed internet. But this plan, as you've heard, is about more than just roads and bridges. It's also about protecting our great outdoors through one of the largest investments in our state's history into our park system. And part of that investment is going right here to Flint and Genesee County, which will be used in a very transformational way. These dollars are going to allow Chevy Commons right behind us to not only become a state park, but to become a thriving center of activity in our community. And in doing so, we're showing people that Genesee County is not only a great place to live, which many of us already know that, but also a great place to visit. I also have the opportunity of serving on our County Parks Board, and we have a saying that we're a great place to get away right away, and that is exactly what this new state park will be for us. And as someone who's frequented many state parks throughout the state, so excited that we finally have a park right here in our backyard in Genesee County. A place that I can go walk the trails with my dog Theo, a place where I can go kayaking up the Flint River, or just connecting with friends in the great outdoors. I know that this is going to continue to be an economic driver for this community, as well as the health and placemaking, which are two of the biggest drivers when it comes to building a brighter future for Genesee County. So I want to give a thank you to the governor and our legislative leaders for getting this across the finish line and getting some positive news for our community. And now I'd like to turn it over to Kimberly Robinson, our partner at the Mott Foundation.
Thank you, Dominique, and I too am so happy to be here on behalf of the Mott Foundation to be part of this collaboration and part of this process and part of this day, which is so very exciting, and it's of course especially exciting to see this state investment in Flint. The Flint River Restoration Project, as mentioned, has been such a wonderful collaboration of government at all levels, higher educational institutions, nonprofits, and the private sector. The Mott Foundation has granted more than $5 million in support of the project because we know that it will bring tremendous benefit to the city. A healthy river will line the parks and trails and be a great asset, and the river will be a focal point that connects the community, increases recreational activity, and contributes to a better quality of life in Flint. We've already seen major changes here on Chevy Commons, which has been transformed really from an industrial wasteland to a beautiful park. We also appreciate the hard work of the Land Bank and the Flint River Shed Water Coalition, who have put a lot of miles into the road here as well. But additional work is underway to create more kayak and canoe launches along the river and provide the community with even better access to these natural resources. These changes are significant, but they're also honestly symbolic as the city continues to recover and heal from both the water crisis and a pandemic. It's so important to ensure that Flint residents have opportunities to enjoy beautiful, natural space and connect to the community. We believe this new state park is the next step on this journey towards recovery, and it'll also play a major role in revitalizing our city. The park and other restoration projects will create more reasons for people from across the state and the region to visit. As always, the Mott Foundation is here to listen to the community and help support the community's vision for a brighter future. Thank you again, and I hope to see all of you on and around the river. And now let me welcome Dr. Kimberly Levrett, Executive Director of Education and Talent at the Flint and Genesee Group.
Thank you, Kimberly. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you on behalf of Flint and Genesee Education and Talent, a division of the Flint and Genesee Group. I want to thank Governor Whitmer and our legislators for making the decision to invest in so many important aspects of our infrastructure through the Building Michigan Together plan. One of the pieces that I'm most looking forward to is the creation of a state park right here at Chevy Commons. For over decades now, Flint and Genesee Education and Talent has partnered with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to connect hundreds of Flint teens to job opportunities through the Summer Youth Employment Program. These jobs are focused on the outdoors. Assignments might include assisting a master gardener, working at a local house, or maintaining the landscape of our area parks. The program helps students build their resumes and expands their professional networks. It has also planted a seed that hopefully will grow and it inspires them to pursue a career in conservation, outdoor recreation, or a related field. As part of the program, we take these young people to at least 2 state parks each summer. There they explore, participate in recreation activities, and complete projects such as trail clearing and invasive species removal. Up until now, we've had to go to Oakland County to complete this aspect of the program. But once this park opens, we'll be able to do that right here in Flint. That's huge for our program. It's huge for Genesee County. The state park at Chevy Commons will help broaden the types of job opportunities available to our residents. It also increases access to a variety of recreation opportunities. As a resident of Genesee County, I can't wait to bring my daughter here to run the trails, enjoy a picnic, and develop a love for the outdoors. Maybe she'll end up working here herself one day. And what an honor it is to work at such a great woman and helping to make Genesee County's first state park a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm so happy to be here today. This is a big deal. I got to tell you, 3 years ago, I was sitting with the director of the DNR, Dan Eichinger, and he was talking about the state parks and how we need to make a greater investment in them. And this was pre-pandemic. This conversation was happening. He said, we got state parks in 82 counties. I was like, that's great. But of course, I know there are 83 counties in Michigan. I said, which county doesn't yet have a state park? And he said, Genesee County. I'm like, how's that possible? We're going to fix that. So today, we are going to fix that. I'm so excited about it. But we wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't from some great federal partners like Congressman Kildee, who voted for a lot of the resources that we're able to parlay into a project like this, Senator Stabenow, Senator Peters, and the Democrats in our congressional delegation who all voted for this infrastructure dollars that are giving us this chance to make this a reality. So Mayor, Ron, Dominic, I'm so grateful for Mott and of course all of the work that's happening here with the Chamber of Commerce and the partnerships and allies that we have here. And I want to thank Kettering, because we were supposed to do this out there under a tent that almost got blown away. That's why I'm dressed so casually. I thought I was going to be out in the field. But Kettering was generous and nimble in helping make sure that we could do this inside here today. So we appreciate that. So this is a big win for Michigan. Yesterday I signed the Building Michigan Together plan. It's a bipartisan, fiscally responsible plan that will empower us to make some of the biggest investments in Michigan history. This is building on the work that we've been doing to fix those roads and dams, not just dam roads. Upgrade pipes, ensure that we're able to connect communities with high-speed internet. And so once again, we've shown that in Michigan, Republicans and Democrats can work together and find some common ground around our shared challenges in this moment of opportunity. We've done it time and time again. I've signed 3 balanced bipartisan budgets. We've done historic economic development that has helped us land a lot of investment in Michigan with good paying jobs. And this Building Michigan Together plan is the latest example. And I'm hopeful we can take this momentum as we start working on those budgets, right, Representative Neely? All right, I knew you were already there. All right, so this investment will go toward helping grow Flint's economy. Parks generate value for their surrounding area, and they sustain local small business. On average, for every $1 invested in land conservation leads to $4 in economic benefit, meaning that this park could have an over $100 million economic impact on the city of Flint. This statewide that's hard to compete with, but I'm gonna power through. I hope everyone's safe. That's all I'm thinking. All right. Statewide, Michigan's outdoor recreation industry contributes billions to our GDP and sustains 127,000 jobs. With this parks plan, I'm gonna wait just a second. We've made a big investment in firefighters as well recently, so yeah, we should applaud for our firefighters. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. So with this investment, our outdoor recreation industry, it contributes billions to our GDP and sustains 126,000 jobs. And with this parks plan for an amphitheater and multiple boat launches and recreation, we're going to see recreation businesses sprouting up and bringing more jobs to the community. And the plan goes beyond just the park, of course. It's going to make the single largest investment in state and local parks in Michigan history statewide. It'll improve all 103 of our state parks, increasing tourism and outdoor recreation and supporting business in all surrounding communities. From our lakes that are great to our smaller inland lakes, We have resources to ensure that we're protecting our dunes and our dense forests, our natural resources and wild places, which are a source of pride for every one of us, and has given us a safe opportunity to get out and about even in these challenging couple of years. I don't know if Ron mentioned the numbers, but what were those numbers about how increased demand there was for our state parks last year?
30% increase, up from 28 million to 35 million.
So we went from 28 million visitors of our state parks to 35 million last year. It's incredible how people are taking advantage of what we have to offer. So I want to talk a little bit, of course, about this plan's investment in water. Water, of course, you can't live without it. It is life, and it's been a top priority of my administration. The Building Michigan Together plan invests 15 times what we usually invest in water infrastructure, thanks to these federal resources. It's the single largest investment in water infrastructure in Michigan history. And this plan will protect access to safe drinking water at home, school, and work. It'll shore up pumping stations on our freeways to ensure that they're clear during heavy storms, tackle toxic contaminants like PFAS, and fix more sewer systems. And across the state, the Building Michigan Together plan supports 27,000 good-paying jobs and will help us replace more lead service lines, which I know this community understands how important that is better than anyone. Our transportation infrastructure I want to highlight now. This is everything from roads to bridges to airports to public transportation. Since I've taken office, we have repaired or rebuilt 13,000 lane miles of road and over 900 bridges, 82,000 jobs in the process. We're fixing our roads the right way, using the right materials and the right mix so they stay fixed, and working with contractors to ensure that prevailing wage so that we're getting the best skill and people can take care of their families who are doing this important work. And the Building Michigan Together plan keeps us moving by supporting ongoing work and initiating dozens of statewide projects. Together, it'll support 4,000 jobs fixing freeway ramps, improving vital commercial corridors, keeping drivers safe on the road as you go to work or drop your kids off at school. And the plan also includes access to high-speed internet. We know how crucial that is to level the playing field, and in the last 2 years we've come to appreciate, whether it's working virtually or it's online schooling, how critical this is to leveling the playing field. So an affordable, attainable place to call home with fast, reliable internet is key to foundational success. The Building Michigan plan helps thousands of families and small businesses get access to reliable, high-speed internet. I mean, from sirens to music, we're having a lot going on here today, aren't we? But it'll help over 100,000 families stay in their homes with mortgage and rental assistance and financial assistance for energy-efficient home repairs, furthering lowering costs. So this is a critical equity investment that we're making as well. And the plan will address long overdue needs by funding the construction of thousands of affordable, attainable housing units. Affordable housing is a need all across our state. This makes a big investment toward realizing this moment. And I'm really proud that we were able to get this done together. You know, when I was here last and we announced that this was on the agenda, I didn't know if we could negotiate with the legislature to get to this day, but we did it. And I'm really, really grateful. We should continue this spirit of collaboration to pass a balanced bipartisan budget that doesn't raise taxes and in fact affords folks some tax relief is what I'm promoting. Whether it is repealing the retirement tax so our seniors who are living on fixed incomes can breathe a little bit better during these tough times, or increasing the earned income tax credit, which is for working people who are working full-time but don't make enough to take care of their families. When we do that particular piece, it represents about $3,000 in the pockets of 730,000 Michigan families that are full-time working but can't get ahead. And the best part from my perspective is it's 1 million children that are in these households that benefit. That's half the kids in Michigan. So it's a big deal, and I'd love to get that done as we negotiate the budgets. I also propose we make the biggest investment in the public education of our kids in our state's history as well, and fund $1 billion in school renovations so we can upgrade the facilities from the air quality to the drinking water to ensuring that kids have the technology they need to learn and be successful in today's economy. So the bottom line is we are on the move. This is a $4.7 billion investment. We're having the best recovery in our state's history since the pandemic started. We've created 21,600 auto jobs and counting since I took office. $400 refund checks for those who have insured vehicles are in the mail if you haven't gotten them in your bank account already, but they are there. So don't just throw that mail out, look at it to make sure you get your check. And our kids are learning in person with the resources they need to get on track and stay on track. So I'm proud to have signed the bills yesterday. The work continues, but I'm grateful that you're all here and grateful for all the partners that are standing with me today. Thank you. It's a great question because I know you're probably thinking that infrastructure money from the federal government starts coming to Michigan in May, but that is a separate thing altogether. So with signing this legislation, we're ready to start moving dirt. So it'll be, the question for the DNR, how far along we are in the planning process when we can actually literally start moving dirt, but we're ready to go, and these dollars are deployed very, very quickly. I'm sorry, the traffic behind me. When can residents use the park? Ron?
Well,
Here, Ron, come to the microphone. He's trying to avoid it.
The plan is well underway. That just needs to be finalized, and I think one thing you have to keep in mind, the federal rules require the money to be obligated by the end of 2024 and totally spent by the end of 2026. So we've got to get moving. So we were just talking about it before the meeting of how we're going to move forward there's already an engineering firm, and we're going to create a good solid partnership. So I would think that probably within 12 months you'll see some changes made, provided that we get a good contractor and get moving. But I'm told that that's likely with some local-based contractors, and that's what we'd like to use to find ownership. So I would think you'd see the first beginnings of it within a year.
Governor Whitmer, you said that discussions start detail on this. How much is the
Well, I mean, the discussion was about ensuring that every county had a state park and recognizing that I don't know what the history is of why Genesee County didn't until now, but it would be interesting to know, but the fact of the matter is we're moving forward. This is a great moment where we can do a lot of good. The conversation started, and of course in the interim we had a pandemic and a lot of other stuff that we've been navigating, but we've been working with the community, with our local partners, so that we have a robust plan that is informed by community needs to ensure that we're living up to this opportunity of these resources. So it's exciting. I'd love to say, we can snap our fingers and it'll all be done in a year, but as you know, we want to make sure it's an inclusive process that is well-informed and community-driven, but also we get it over the finish line as quickly as possible. So that's where all our energy is.
Governor, on a different topic, the kidnapping trial is winding down. Do you have any reaction to anything that's been said in testimony during the trial? Do you have any lingering concerns about your safety and your family's?
I appreciate the question, and I'm not following the trial every second of the day, and I'm not reading everything about it. I'll be honest with you, I don't have the bandwidth. I've got a big job, and it takes 100% of my focus, but I can't avoid it either. I see the headlines, and I see all some of the depraved things that were talked about, and it's jarring. I'm an ordinary person in an extraordinary role, serving in an extraordinary time. It's been challenging. I think the violence that has become normalized in our society is does a disservice to every one of us. And I just hope that whatever the outcome is, that it is the right one, that it is just, and that others take away from this that we can't make idle threats. We certainly can't make legitimate plans to hurt one another when we disagree. We settle our differences in America at the ballot box, and that's how it should be. You know, there's still a lot of hateful rhetoric that plays out every single day. The people that run my social media could tell you they see it every single day. And obviously with someone coming to Michigan this weekend, I am prepared to see more of it, which is unfortunate. I am always eager to have robust debates with people that, you know, we don't necessarily see eye to eye on. I think that is healthy for our democracy. What's not healthy is a mob mentality that works to hurt other people, regardless of where it comes from or what it's based on. That's just never acceptable in our society.
And that's President Trump,
Good deductive reasoning, yes. Thank you, everybody. What a great day.